Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a not fun past 24 hours up until this time. As you know, a friend of mine and I do a show every Thursday night called Anything Goes, which we go over news and all that. And normally we do it about 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or daylight, whatever. You get the idea. But Jonathan had to work, so postponed the show to yesterday. So I was getting ready for the show and prepping all the equipment, getting what systems need to be up and running. Go upstairs and run into a little icon that says you're connected to a network, but there's no internet. And in fact, the problem was not just that there was no internet, there was no LAN network either. So the computers couldn't see anything but themselves. And so that led to a panic, especially because the show was in, I usually start prep about 7, maybe about 6:45. And so I forget what time it was, but it was close to 7. It was pretty close to 7 o'clock. And so I started the show prep. And lo and behold, no internet and no network. No LAN, local area network. So I proceeded to do troubleshooting. Now, the first thing I did, so this is a PFSense computer, and that is my router. So I switched from this to a regular old-fashioned router, and still I got the internet on one system, but then nothing else was working. The computers still wouldn't see each other, and the other computers would not get internet. So that meant something was going wrong with the switch here. So in my panic, I pulled all these cords out. And then I ended up having to separate them. What I mean by separate them, these are everything that go to the computer upstairs, and the printer and the wireless access points. These are cables that go to cameras and the rest of the house. So now we have to put this nightmare back together, and we have to diagnose what's going on with this PFSense router. So come on along for the ride. Because now, I mean, you could say, well, why didn't you identify each cable when you first set it up? I don't have a label maker, and I don't have like generic labels that I could write on each cable to put like a number or what they are. So, and even if I did, they'd have to be like a tag, and then those get ripped off. They get all sorts of fun damage, or the print has to be so darn small. I'm not going to go around with a magnifying glass just to figure out what cable is for what. So no, this isn't a third stage, and in fact that's the other stage there. And as you see, the painting fell. I gotta prop that back up. So everything that has been undone within the last 24 hours has to be redone. Okay, so one of the first things we're going to do is hang our picture back up. And then we're going to sit down in the chair. Now normally there's a lamp up here, it's over there so that we have some light. And So what I'm going to do is call up a program so we can see how much of our network we actually have going, because I basically put the bare amount that I could last night. I hope that I plugged some things into the right ports, and I'm certain I completely failed at that. But let's start diagnosing our network. Now we got the studio kind of pretty again. Here we go. So we need to get, first thing we need to do is get a program. No internet. So this is one of the systems that hasn't been plugged in, so we have to find out which cable that is and get it back plugged into the network. That one run, which runs through there, to there. Okay, so now we have the internet hooked up to this system, and it should be viewable from all the other systems. We need to get a program, Advanced IP Scanner, which is a free program. So let's download it, save it. Even though this is a cool program, I use it a lot more than what I should need to. I don't install it. I just run it. So there's that. Let's run it. So now let us scan our network and see what all we have. Okay, the first one is the Cisco router. That is that. We have 2 access points. We have a computer, another router, the smart home hub. Videos coming on that. Anyway, these 3 are the computer upstairs. This is the security cameras. This is a device. I recognize it, but I don't remember what it was. This is another computer. Doesn't say what this is. A TV. Doesn't say what these are. And that's a computer. But we have 4 cameras, so we have to find out, is it a matter of, is the cord plugged in, and 2, is it powered? Because the cameras that I have in the house, or on the outside of the house, are all powered, power over Ethernet, PoE. So we have to diagnose that, and then we have to figure out what the heck's going on with the PFSense router. This day is going to be full of fun. Okay, so looking at the bundle of wires, I made these 3, and these 3 are the exterior cameras. So we get to follow them down to the switch. Now that is 1, 2, and 3 here. We can tell because they're the same color. And I had to make these, so let's find out what camera isn't live, and we could do that from the computer. Okay, so as you can see, we only have 3 out of our 4 cameras working. Now we know from before that these 3 are the cables. So let's log into the switch and figure out which cable that is that we're having this problem with. So back to the computer. Okay, so now what we need to do is log into our switch. So, okay. Now we're logged into the switch. Let's go. We need to go to device information. Now 6 is showing up as being disabled. So that's a camera that needs power over Ethernet. And as you can see here, it's powered. So that means now what we have to do is diagnose that cable. And that's one of the cables I made. So let's drag out our network diagnostic equipment, which was like $20 kit on Amazon, link down below. I think it was $20, might have been 25. I don't remember, but I'll have a link in the description below. So let's find a kit and start diagnosing. So this is what I was looking for. It actually has been about 25 minutes. I scoured the basement for it. It was right upstairs, right on the shelf. Oops. So let's test the line, see what lines are connected, see what's not. Here we go. This cable here. Stay there. I should have done this before. Is we'll plug with one hand. So we'll plug this in to there. And now we need to plug the other end. Need to plug this end into where the camera goes. Yay. Okay, so let's get on that. Okay, as we found out, that was the wrong color. It was actually white. So I went ahead, plugged that into this port. It says power enabled. Now all we have to do is refresh the screen and see it's drawing power. And here I had the wrong cable, because there's three cameras that pull power. But one of they're blue and that one's white. Now you know why IT people pull their hair out and it takes them hours to figure out what the heck is wrong. Because I feel like such a moron. I feel like such a moron because I had to go through all this just to find out that I have the wrong cord. So I guess the lesson learned is label your cables, but I don't have anything to label my cables right now, so this has not been a fun video to make. Not fun at all. But let's check to see if our cameras are working. Okay, so now we're going to see, because we plugged the pfSense router back in, and we're going to see if that's our root cause. I believe it is, and it is. No internet access. So let's pull up the troubleshooter here and see what it has to say, just to see. So we'll cancel out of that. Now let's see if we can access the pfSense router. So there's that. Sign in. It's okay. Here we go. So it shows we're online on our LAN, on our WAN, but we're offline on the LAN. So let's check Google. And we're back online. So I don't know what happened last night. I'm kind of sure it was the pfSense router, but it's up and running now. Hopefully it stays that way. And now you guys know, or have an idea, what your IT department goes. Now this is just my home on a home server and this, that, and the other thing. I have different systems that perform different things, but this gives you an idea of what your administrators go through. The IT technicians go through, trying to troubleshoot things, trying to find out what's going on, why this is failing. And sometimes they don't know. You unplug something, plug something back in, and it starts working again. But is that the root cause of the problem? And as you can tell, it's important to me that my home is secure and all that. I mean, this video is not to dissuade you from doing what I've done, because it's worth doing. It's absolutely worth doing. It's worth doing yourself too. So if you guys like the video, please hit like, hit the subscribe button down below. There'll be more videos like this. Hopefully not like this one, but hopefully there'll be other videos. Oh, there will be other videos. What am I talking about? I am just tired. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. But got everything up and running. Got it all working. Now I just need to figure out what label maker I need to be able to make labels for each cable, because I don't want to do this again. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.